Hi, I'm Chris from Airwindows, and hey, you can do this. Didn't mean to do that little skip there. What I was asked to do is make an acoustic guitar, but we're making the acoustic guitar out of this. Because that is a DI electric guitar that is the middle position Strat pickup. It's a perfectly decent Strat pickup, but I was being asked for, can we turn that into an acoustic? There's a bunch of different ways of going about doing that, and the way that I tried to do it was different. Here's WoodenBox. As you can see, it's a tiny little VST. You got select, reso, and depth. And we'll play it again. We'll turn it on. So this is technically a stereo householder matrix reverb. It's just tiny. It's a tiny little reverb. It's a room that's like this big, or maybe this big, or maybe this big. Tell you what, let's try different reverbs of different sizes. So we got depth. Depth goes from dry to 100% reverb, and then you can blend it, which produces other sounds. Reso doesn't extend upwards to the point where it like honks, but you do get to sort of emphasize the resonances a little bit. And we have many different settings. Here's setting 0. And as you can hear, it is still different from a raw electric guitar sound. But the thing is, it is an attempt at an acoustic style sound. They basically go from small to large as you increase select. And I've got 17 different ones, because 0 counts as one. So I'll just step through these briefly. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They'll also all have slightly different stereo behavior. We're starting to get into Dreadnought territory here. Sounds a little bigger. More of a mid-range resonance in there. 14, another Dreadnought-y kind of larger sizing one. 15, even bigger, and 16 is the largest one. And again, we can cut back reso and still have the effect if you want. It'll spatialize it a little tiny bit. And then depth brings it back to the raw sound. So you can dial in a bit of that. And you can work out how much fullness you want on there. Which is all well and good, right? The idea is take electric guitar, or perhaps, if you like, a DI acoustic electric. Maybe something with a piezo pickup. Ooh, I just mentioned piezo pickup. Check this out. I'm working on these stomp boxes, and so I've made a little thing like this. These don't actually count. Future ones that I make won't have that, because I'm trying to build these stomp boxes for things, and I'd like to do one that can be just very simple, and all this is a piezo pickup with a guitar jack. I'm thinking of using this and you could even use a drumstick and tap on it in order to feed the cymbal simulation stuff that a guy was doing with my Face Nudge plugin, that I need to make a plugin to do that with. And obviously, if you tapped this with a drumstick, in theory that would be a tapping metal thing with a drumstick, so it would be perfect for a artificial cymbal and a way of DIing it so that you could just do that, right? Make a tapping noise. And so you'd assume, since this is a hard object, it's a little aluminum box, I put a nice finish on it, but still, that you get clicking sounds out of it. Check this out. Yeah, this is real. It's not a graphic. That's my real place. You can do this. It's a kick drum. Although you can get sharp noises out of it as well. But it's weird how, even though it is a completely solid aluminum box with a piezo on it, it acts like a kick drum. So let me turn that amp back off again. So yeah, I've been working on stuff like that, and I'm working on making stomp boxes and things as well. But you can't download a stomp box. That's going to be a whole separate thing. The piezo thing is likely to be just sort of, I don't know, a fundraiser for if people want to support Airwindows by getting one of those that I made with my own hands rather than making your own, because you should make your own. But you can download this. But I bet you didn't realize that you don't necessarily only have to do electric to acoustic guitars, because this is a tiny little, I'm running it on a mono signal. It's stereoizing it very slightly. We can also do this. That's a Proteus 1. It is a synthesizer, and it turns out if we set our little select to 0 again, crank up the depth, and then I'll bypass it for a moment. Check this out. I will kick in the effect on Proteus Hall strings. Dry. WoodenBox. So this might be a neat little effect for throwing on synthesizers, romplers, whatever. Maybe you're synthesizing something directly and would like to take it on in that way. You can also cut the reso down and notice that it still is doing quite a lot. And all the same select things will have an effect. And you can even do it on completely fake sounds. It's an Innovation Summit. And it makes that sound a little more organic and natural sounding, because the raw sound is this. And lovely though it is, I've even got a little reverb in there. we can round it off using WoodenBox. And we can select different settings for what kind of color and tonality you want to throw in there. And then maybe add only a tiny bit using the depth control. So if you'd like to take any sound, including a completely unnatural sound, maybe you've got a sound like the output of this that you haven't turned into a kick drum or whatever. This will put a little bit of atmosphere around that sound and sit it in a way where it's similar to doing this with an electric guitar DI input. And there you have it. So that is WoodenBox. I was asked to do that on a live stream. And when people show up to my live streams, when I'm programming things and go, could you do this thing? Sometimes, if I can, I do. And it's yours, because all of this stuff is downloadable, either off of my website or off of MediaFire. There's a project called Consolidated, which is also linked in all of my posts and things. And that's a fellow named Bacon Paul, who made an amazing synthesizer called 6 Signs that does really good direct textural FM synth kind of sound. So you could run that into this and get much more in the way of organic sounding acousticy things, because this provides that sort of microtextural stuff from doing a householder matrix as if it was a reverb, but applying it all to just a small resonant space. And there you go. Again, I don't charge for these because these are free AU and VST plugins, and Consolidated makes a clap too. And I do this because I have a Patreon. So my Patreon gets supported, and that's why I'm able to do this full time. Which, if you're new to Airwindows or you haven't seen me very much, I'm here every week. I release a plugin every week. And sometimes they're even good. Maybe this one's even good. I hope that you think it's good. I figured that at least the person who asked for this is going to be on top of the moon and enjoying it very much. And yeah, if you're trying to do things like make acoustic guitar-y sounding things, you could be doing that from an electric, or you could be doing it from plugging in an acoustic. Maybe you don't have an acoustic environment that'll work for being able to record something and have it actually sound good. So this could be some help there. And it's also possible to change everything. You could run Autechre into it and it would sound like acoustic Autechre. And now I want to hear that. But until that day, I'll talk to you later. Enjoy WoodenBox. Bye-bye.